Good afternoon, everybody. I'll just fit this little, whatever it is, talk thing that I do in before we go up to the graveyard to begin our November devotions. We have prayers at Kirby Muxloe Cemetery this afternoon at 3 o'clock. You might, if you pick this up in time, you might even like to come along. We are still digesting the latest lockdown instructions. We'll have more clarity about that in the days ahead, but it looks as if the government want to close us down pretty much in the way that we were early in the year, with no public masses on a Sunday or anything like that. The bishops have written a public letter to the government asking for a clarification of the rationale behind that, and trying to make clear, of course, that for us, public worship, the celebration of the Mass and the sacraments, are much more important than being able to send our children to school or all the other things which are still being allowed. So hopefully that message does some good. We can pray about that. I'm not overly optimistic that the government will renege on or retract on that, but at least the bishops are trying to register the importance for us, and we mustn't forget that ourselves. That the supreme privilege of meeting Christ in the sacramental life is one of the highest goods that we possess, and we need to defend it, and we have a right to it. Today, All Saints' Day, 1st of November, we celebrate all of the saints in one feast, and a very concrete reminder to us that God's grace is real, is powerful. It's not just notional. Sometimes the things of faith maybe seem a little bit remote to us, a bit tenuous, a bit theoretical. But when we give consideration to the lives of the saints, we see how concrete and practical our faith really is. Those amazing conversions, the countless miracles, the wondrous transformations, and the amazing contribution to the advancement of humanity, as well as the contribution to God's plan of salvation that is made in the lives of the saints. Used to be encouraged in years gone by very much to read the lives of the saints, and it's something that we really would benefit from doing still. When we read the lives of the saints, certain things about our faith become much more real to us. Our faith isn't just theorizing, it's about the power and presence of God in our lives. And if we doubt it in our own life, which we should never, we can be reassured by seeing that no, God really does act in the lives of others, and we see that very, very clearly in the lives of the saints. The Litany of the Saints, those amazing people who have lived so close to Christ, have lived the friendship with him so faithfully. There's nothing else to compare with it really in human history. It's a litany that we have certain names that we put into, the church canonizes those saints, and we could spend a lifetime just considering their lives, but then there are the countless others who've lived that holiness in obscurity and have never been known, and God's work active all the time, and this reassures us, that God's providence, plan of providence for this world is not frustrated. Hour by hour, the number of the saints is being made up, and the number of those in heaven is increased, and the praises of God are sung more perfectly, this plan of God can't be defeated. So when we're struggling in our own lives, or when we see the troubles of our times, or the divisions in the church, whatever it might be, when we contemplate the power of God at work in the lives of the saints, it puts it all into context a little bit. God's plan for our salvation is something that he is working out all the time. So we rededicate ourselves to that and entrust ourselves to his providential care on this great day, and we do so, of course, with the example of our older brothers and sisters in the faith, the saints, but we can also turn to them and seek their friendship and ask them for that help as well, and they will be there to help us, because they burn with a love, a desire for our salvation, because their heart is so close to the heart of Christ. They want the things that he wants, so we turn to them with great confidence.